So good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the attendees of this session. It's now time to introduce the speaker of the day, Dr. Rajesh Verma, Professor and Dean, Mittal School of Business, Lovely Professional University. With a brief introduction, he has excelled in the areas of marketing, market orientation, political marketing, business models, marketing research, and strategic management. Having around 19 plus years of experience, has acted as a resource person in more than 35 faculty development programs and has organized 8 national, international level conferences and workshops. He has published 18 case studies, around 50 research papers in journals, and has done enormous amount of work in publishing books. He has also received the Research Appreciation Award from Honorable Minister of Human Resource Development, Government of India. I welcome you, Dr. Verma.
Thank you very much, Rishi.
So we also have with us Mr. Pankaj Vij, Head Departments of TIEPS Division of Admissions, Lovely Professional University. He holds master's degree in management with a keen area of interest being training and development. He's having 19 plus years of experience in multiple domains, including teaching, training, and operations. He has occupied strategic positions in multiple organizations of repute. So, students, it's now over to Dr. Verma for the presentation of the day. Over to you, sir.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Rishi. Good evening, everyone. The topic for today is pursuing MBA after engineering a good option. And I think in today's audience, I'm sure most of you would be engineers. And I understand that I'm talking to one of most logical lot of the country, right? This is what I always believe about engineers, that they are one of the finest brains and logical brains in the country. Before I go into that, let me introduce my school, which is Mittal School of Business, briefly, and then I'll actually enter into the topic of discussion for today. It was established in year 2001, and so we have been now in almost 2 decades in providing quality management education to the students. In NRIF ranking, which most of you know is one of the most respectable rankings in India because of it is done by Ministry of Education, Government of India. Our school has been ranked among top 50 B schools in the country. This is one of the schools which has been accredited by ACBSP USA, so we have an international accreditation, and we were amongst the first 10 institutions which were accredited in India. Then we have 25 different programs which we offer in our school, and it belongs to 3 different disciplines, which is management, commerce, and economics. And looking at the diversity in the school, we have students from all states of the country, and more than 350 students from 25 different countries. So in Mittal School of Business of LPU, we would have students studying from 25 different countries, right? So that gives you a lot of diversity when you are actually studying in this school. So this was just a brief overview of Mittal School of Business, so that you have a understanding that which school do I belong to and which school I am representing. So this gives you a fair idea of Mittal School of Business. The question now for today is pursuing MBA after engineering a good option? And obviously the answer is yes, right? This is a very obvious answer, which probably most of people would give you. But because you are sitting in this presentation, I'm sure you would be expecting that this is the answer which I would have probably given you, right? But we will dwell into the reasons why do we think that MBA is a very good option after engineering. So before going to the details, let me give you a brief agenda for today. The first thing which I was just talking about, we will discuss why MBA after engineering. Second thing, we will look at what are the recent industry trends and what are the expectations from the students, why BTech MBA becomes a very little combination. Then what are all MBA options you have available to you in LPU or elsewhere. Then what are the value additions which need to be done in MBA so that industry accepts this program as industry ready program. And then finally, we'll have a question and answer. You can ask me questions, and if I know the answers, I'll be happy to share the answers with you. So let us start with the first agenda point, that why MBA after engineering, right? And I'll give you 10 pointers. I'll talk about briefly about them, and I think they would be reason enough to decide whether one should go in for MBA or one should not go in for MBA. So the first reason is the reason why we are talking about this combination is that the engineers are known as experts of machines, right? While managers are known as the rulers of the market, right? Then there are a lot of things are being said about managers and engineers, but engineers know design, but managers know how to deploy that, right? You know, to make mobile phone designs, but the engineer would know how to and where to and which market to sell and how to sell it. So you know the product value because this is made by you, but the managers would know the price. So then why is that we are trying to combine these two things, right? Both of the disciplines are experts in their own domain, right? BTech degree is a culminative degree, which means that you can get reasonably good employment even after doing BTech, right? And MBA is again a standalone degree. BTech is not required to do MBA, right? So both of them have their own values. But why do you think we are trying to club them together and we say BTech MBA or engineering MBA becomes a very good combination? And the first reason is trend, which I generally believe should not be followed. But we call this phenomena as bandwagon effect. Everybody doing it, so let me also do it, right? Everybody says BTech MBA gives a good option. BTech MBA is good. MBA is good, right? So let me also do it. So this is the first reason. I'm giving you all the reasons. Which reason appeals you more? That's a different story, right? But let me give you another pointer in this bandwagon effect, which is a very logical point to think about. And I'll give you, I have not named the institution, but this is statistics of an IIM, right? Indian Institute of Management. And you know, Indian Institute of Management are treated to be the best institutions in the country in case of management education. And you look at the background which you have in this case, right? The 79% of the students who take admission in IIMs are engineers. And this is relatively a new institution. Whereas if I talk about the oldest one, which is IIM Bangalore or IIM Ahmedabad, the percentage would go up to as high as 90%. That means engineers taking admission in best of the institutions. So now this I don't call as bandwagon effect. And one of the prominent people from IITs, best of the engineering colleges go to the best of the management institutions. This is not known as a trend, but there is a reason why they would be going, right? So this is one of the, and you talk about any of the best MBAs, you would find a good number of engineering students actually take admission into MBA. And if you talk about my school, the percentage would be around 40%, where the student takes admission in Mittal School of Business would be engineers, right? Second reason is a very, very important reason, lack of quality engineering jobs in India. Now, again, I'm very cautious of saying this. I treat engineering to be one of the best degrees, and all of you would have done your best in this degrees. And I have nothing against this degree, but I'm giving you some trends. So there would be many engineers who would land up in one of the best jobs in the country, right? For example, in case of LPU also, it is an engineer who has got the highest salary package of 42 lakhs, right? So that doesn't mean there's a dearth, but generally if we talk about in totality, and why I'm saying this is, you can look at the figures which this is an Indian Express news, and this is last year, August 2020 statistics are being given here, and only 3% of the Indian engineers land into quality tech jobs with package of 8 lakhs. So forget about package. It would be around 2.5% people who would get a relevant job in the area of their engineering, right? And if you are able to see the screen carefully, look at this screen point here, where I'll just highlight it. Just a minute, right? So if you look at something which I am circling, read this carefully. It says over 80% of these graduates end up pursuing non-technical career due to lack of available employment opportunity. Right? I said 2.5% people would get job, and that too they are getting jobs in an area which is not actually a technical area of their choice, or not even a technical area. So then that's one reason why one pursues MBA, because if you're not getting a job in technical area, then why do you, where would you put your education as in utilization of your education? Where would the utilization would be? So that is the second reason why I'm saying one should probably go in for an MBA. Then I'll give you a few quick other reasons. And the reason is high demand for dual specialization. That means, as I told earlier also, a technical background with a managerial skill is a very lethal combination. So that means you are specializing in an engineering domain, one, and you are also specializing in a managerial domain. So that combination of technical education and managerial education makes it, there's a huge demand for this combination, right? Then high market value, going by a rough estimate of what surveys are being done in India. I'm referring to all, because I am a researcher, I generally refer to surveys and studies. And it says that a person with BTech MBA as compared to BTech would get a 20% higher salary, right? 20% higher, that's an average figure. But on the other hand, I told you that even BTechs can get higher salaries, right? But I'm talking about average. So BTech MBA would offer you a little higher market value. Then remember Atmanirbhar Bharat, right? You are in the age of startups, right? A lot of focus this country is laying on startups, right? A lot of schemes have been announced. So you need to become your own boss. But when you have a technical knowledge, you are limited to only one domain. But starting a business requires expertise in economics, it requires an expertise in finance, it requires an expertise in accounting. You need to know how to market your product. So for startups, you need a very comprehensive multidisciplinary knowledge, which probably is missing in engineering education. Though, if the product is good, that is only because of the engineering knowledge you would have, right? But the rest of the things, managing the finances, marketing, managing the people working there, so you need HR skills. So that's why, again, because India is giving a lot of focus on startups, so you also need to be in this field, right? And you need managerial skills for that. Then wider career options. This is one of the reason many engineers says why they go in for MBA later on, because they feel that when they enter into a technical field, then they get tunneled, so they don't get multiple career options, right? They only feel that they are now only into this segment, they are only into this sector, they are only into this domain. So, but MBA gives you a very broad career options, right? Very broad career options, right? So That's another option. It offers flexible study and career option. When I say flexible study and career option is, let us say you are doing CSC or you are doing mechanical, your area gets limited to that, right? Though there also you have a lot of pathways, you have a lot of what do you call open electives, right, from different disciplines. But then if you're not interested in a particular domain, you still need to stick to that domain only, right? But in case of management, it depends which area you are choosing, but it is always easy to move into different career options, right? For example, a person in a maybe have a financial background, but in some company he might be handling the entire marketing perspective of that company, right? A person who was handling earlier automobile can shift to a company which is handling soaps, right? So you have a lot of variety and career options when you are into a managerial position, because there the skills required are different, which are applicable into most of the domains, right? Then easy transition to a managerial role. Technical people, you would have heard that people do MBA after some experience in the industry. That is because then they get stuck up there. They feel that now I'm not getting promotional chances. I'm not getting career growth avenues. But if somebody is with BTech and MBA, it is easy for him from transit to a team member to a team leader or a managerial role. It's always easy for him. And now these reasons, which I'll give you two reasons, they are not very important reasons, but they are very common reasons. People take admission into engineering because their father says, or this is one of the best degrees treated in India. Everyone wants to be engineers and doctors, right? So you have entered into a field, but it is no longer your interest area, so you want to get out of it. So that's the reason you can actually switch over into a managerial kind of education qualification. Then another reason is cracking entrance exam for engineers is easy, because the in MBA the exam which we take, LPU Nest or scholarship exam or any exam which MBA education institutions take, they are more data driven, right? They are more logic driven, they are more reason driven, right? Reasoning skills or logical ability and data comprehension, which engineers find easy to crack. And that's one of the reason probably why in most of the good business schools engineers are more, because probably they crack the exam quite easily. So these were the 10 reasons which I gave you, which I think, if not all, because it would depend upon your choices. So you can choose which option appeals more to you, whether you would like to go in for doing MBA or not. I'll give you one line. In India, engineering is known as a safe bet, right? Everybody says in engineering, you'll get a job, right? You can do something in life. You will not remain hungry. You'll be able to make a good career for yourself. But then another is following it with an MBA is known as safest bet. So that's what you can make your career more safe as if you top it up with an MBA qualification. But remember, just degree doesn't help. Going in for an MBA degree would not help. You need to actually do MBA. When I say actually do MBA, I'll talk about what MBA involves. And there's another reason why I'm saying MBA this time would be a best investment. Let me give you this time, if you look at the country and what is the economy situation, right? Economic situation is that probably the economy is going down, right? This is how the economy is going down. All of you know that, and there are less jobs available in the market. But we all human being, the best characteristics of any of us human being is that we are hopeful. We are very hopeful, and we are hopeful that in coming time the economy would move up, right? When we are going down, there are a lot of job losses, there are a lot of salary cuts, there are no jobs in the market. So this is generally treated to be a best time to acquire higher education or acquire a better skill, upskill yourself, Because when the market starts going up after 1.5 or 1 year or 2 years time, this time is when you get best of the opportunities in the market, because when the businesses start growing, they will need more people, right? So it offers better opportunities, right? So that's the reason generally globally it is known that whenever there is a depression or whenever there is a recovery phase, people go in for higher education, and uh, it offers them a better opportunity. So that's another reason which I wanted to give, because of the pandemic time we are right now. All of us know that we are in pandemic time, and the economy is going down, but it is expected to go up for sure. And during the growth time, we would like to take that opportunity of growth and get into good jobs. Now, I'll quickly give you some industry trends, and what are those trends, and what is expected from the students, what industry expects from the students. And uh, this is not largely because pandemic, but this has come into focus because of pandemic, right? So this is what is expected from the students. One has to be technology savvy. Most of the businesses right now which are thriving and doing good are doing good only because which were technology savvy. For example, even in the education industry, it is surviving because there are a lot of avenues to speak to people. Like the way I am speaking to you, there are a lot of avenues. So one of the skill which has to be there is technology, and I am sure all engineers are generally better equipped with that. But in case of management, it is the application of technology. You might know Internet of Things, but the management application of Internet of Things is how a product need to be developed from the customer perspective, how it is solving a customer's problem. All this would come from management education. Then data literacy, the movies you watch on Netflix, the things you buy on Amazon, right? The Facebook you do, or Instagram photographs you paste, or right now you are doing whatever you are doing right now, it all creates data. There's huge data all around. So everybody need to have a data literacy. And I'm saying, you know, that data science is emerging as one of the biggest field. Business analytics is one of the field where we have a lot of opportunities coming up, and that's because we have a lot of data now, right? And numeracy is the skill which should be with everyone. And let me tell you, uh, uh, the numeracy skill across the globe is very poor, and that's the reason in new education policy of government of India, they have laid a lot of focus on numerical skills, numeracy skills. Critical things, evaluating objectively and evaluating. This is what comes from management education largely, that every single decision has pros and cons, and we need to weigh both and then take a decision, right? So that's how one need to be critical thinker. Resilience, recover quickly from discoveries. You must have seen a lot of companies earning a lot of money right now, right? Because they have worked hard. When others were sitting idle and saying, okay, there is a lockdown, what can we do now? This is a temperament in students also, in teachers also, in everyone, right? Some of the students might be saying, everything is online, kya padna hai, right? Late ke pad rahe hain, right? But somebody would have changed themselves and would have recovered very quickly from the difficulties. For example, in case of LPU, if I think LPU students are also sitting here, some of the final year engineering students are also sitting here, they would know that lockdown was announced on 22nd March, and within a week's time, the entire timetable was online. Teachers were trained and they were delivering the classes to the students as per the timetable as it was when there were physical classes. So that is resilience. You need to bounce back. This skill is very much required. Adaptability, quickly adapt to the situations, be flexible, quickly change yourself. You cannot just keep on waiting that things would improve and all this, right? A lot of creativity and innovation required. Emotional intelligence, understanding others' problem. You would have seen a lot of companies would have asked their employees to leave, whereas there are companies like Tata which said that, okay, if the employees die when they are in job, their family would keep on getting salaries till they are of 60 years of age. right? Tata has done this, then your Hero has done this. There are many other companies which have actually announced this. Uh, so this is empathy, thinking about others. This skill is required. Now, all these skills which I'm talking of, to some extent, they come from what you have already done, but largely these would come from the managerial perspective. But these are skills which are required with everyone. They are required for an engineer also, right? These skills are too much in demand. So, what is the way forward? What do you do if these skills are required? What do you do? So the only solution which I suggest here is that any program which you are looking for, any MBA program, it may be LPU Mittal School of Business, it may be IIMS, it may be FMS, it may be any institution you are looking at, that MBA program should train you for these skills. So whatever I'll discuss now or whatever I've discussed till now, compare all the programs and then take a wise decision which program is better for you. So these are the pointers to be taken forward, right? So I'll give you now MBA and the new age specialization. I'll talk about this, and at every point, you need to see how these skills required by the industry are being taken care of. Because that is what is the major responsibility of any business school. So one, I said technology savviness should be there. So the first point is any MBA program should now be technology focused. And in my school, Mittal School of Business, these are the core courses: spreadsheet modeling, business statistics and analytics, research methodology, data analytics using R, business intelligence and data visualization, emerging technology. These are all core courses. They are not specialization courses. That means even if a BA is joining an MBA program, even if a BSc student is joining a program, even if a BTech student is joining a program, these are the core technology focused courses which everyone has to do. Why? Because technology savviness is the most desired skill now. You cannot say I'm a manager, so I don't need to have technology, I only have to manage things, right? This is not, you need to have hands-on skills for everything, right? So that's the first thing an MBA program should be preparing you for. Second, most of the programs should have industry tie-ups. Now, why industry tie-ups are required? Because the changes, where are changes happening? Changes are happening in the industry. Where are we teaching? We are teaching in the universities. So there is a gap. But when we have industry partners, then they help us understand what changes are going on in the industry. They help us bring in the current skill into the teaching. They help us prepare the curriculum, and that's how our curriculum becomes up to date. And when the student goes through that curriculum, he is ready for working in the industry when he passes out, right? So we have these four, I'll tell you more types little later, but these are the four types where we have MBA Business Analytics program with Wiley Next. We have MBA Financial Markets with NSE, National Stock Exchange. We have MBA Supply Chain Management with Safe Educate. We have MBA with Talent Edge program. So these are known as specialized programs. That means when you join this program, from the first term itself, business analytics would start, financial markets would start, supply chain would start, right? It is not a general MBA where specialization starts a little later, but here the specialization starts from the first module, right? We have total 8 modules in a MBA program, right? It's a modular program, right? What does modular program means? That one semester is divided into 2, right? So that means we have 8 terms in total. So now if I talk about, let me talk about this program MBA with Talent Edge, right? It is first of its kind program. It's a program designed by the corporates with us, right? And it is delivered by the corporates also, right? Very, very important to understand. A very important highlight of this program is the placement is done within first 6 months of joining the program, right? And second is paid internship starts at the end of the program for 9 months. So if there are 24 months, that means after 15 months, you will get an internship for 9 months, which would be paid, right? It's a paid internship, right? You'll get a paid internship. So now two important highlights. One, you get into this program. Within first 6 months, it is the responsibility of the talent edge to get you placed. And second, in the company where you are placed, in the same company, you will do an internship for 9 months, which is again paid. And after internship, you will join that company as an employee. In this uh, program, we have 5 specializations: investment banking, sales and marketing, applied human resource, logistics and supply chain, data science, and data analytics. These are the 5 area of specialization in this program. So when you join the MBA Talent Edge program, in the first module, we will do a psychometric test, identify which area of specialization you want, and the company will be get placed in that company, and in that company you will do the training. So very unique program, once of its own kind. And these are the training and placement partners. Previous batch has already been 50% of them have already been placed and in these companies. And look at the wide spectrum of the company where the training and placement happens in case of MBA Talent Edge. Now another program which is MBA Honors, right? Again, a very unique program. The course are delivered by international and industry faculty. Around 6 courses would be delivered by international and industry faculty in the total program, right? So it would give you a global exposure and also the industry exposure by the industry faculty. Then here also, the specializations you will pick up, you can pick up 2 specialization areas, but one of the specialization would be with these certifications, either from Digital Marketing Institute, Financial Markets with NSC, Digital Marketing with Wiley, then HR with SHRM. This is 3AI, your artificial intelligence specialization is with 3AI, or your financial analytics specialization is with KPMG, right? So that means here you pick up 2 specialization areas. One specialization area is like marketing, finance, HR, operations, right, which is a regular specialization area. And the second specialization area you would be doing as a certification with these brands which I have just mentioned in front of you. Then the university would provide you investment seed grant. Let us example, we provide you 20,000 rupees when you join the program, and you can invest that into stock market. And you have to grow that money, but then you need to understand how and which kind of companies one should invest in. So we will train you for that. But at the end of the program and in between also, you would be evaluated on this. How much money you are trying to make out of this investment which you are doing in the stock market. Beautiful initiative again, startup and entrepreneurial venture seed fund, which means in the first module we will train you on entrepreneurship. Then we will run a competition, and there would be judges, venture capitalists, and everyone. And the projects which would be picked up, they would be provided up to 5 lakh rupees money to start the business on the campus, right? Money would be provided to start the money of the campus, and there is no limit on the number, but money would be provided. The project has to be good, and the money would be provided to run it. Then there is an international visit of around 5 to 6 days, where you will visit some companies, and you would have some lectures of industry people there. And this would be done to the countries like Dubai, Malaysia, right, and close by countries, right? So that's another important feature of this program. Then another money would be given for if you want to write research paper, if you want to design patent, or if you want to file a copyright, another 10,000 amount would be probably given to you so that you can work on those also. Then we would have Harvard Business Publishing simulations teaching in the class, right? Around 4 simulations would be done in the program from Harvard, right? So I hope you know that Harvard is known to be the best in the business education. Then there would be live projects, there would be industry mentors provided to you. So I think it's a huge value add program for anyone if they want to pursue this program. Then we have other programs which are MBA general program, hugely successful program is MBA general. Then we have other specialized programs at hospital and healthcare, tourism and hospitality, international businesses. I've talked about a lot of programs which we offer, right? Now, every program has its own advantages. It is not that one program is good, this is not good, but everyone has their own advantages. It only depends upon your career goals. What kind of goal you have in your mind. And based upon that, you can make your choice of which program you would like to join. Then I said I'll give you some pointers which are value addition in the program. How MBA programs are good, right? So specialization is one of the value adds. I'm talking about now general MBA, where you would have specialization like business analytics, digital marketing, fintech, healthcare, artificial intelligence, e-commerce, financial consulting, all new age specializations, something which is hugely in demand in industry. But this is not the only specialization we are offering. You would have conventional specialization, marketing, finance, HR, operations, retail, international business, information technology, and we have new age specializations. So it's a combination. You can pick up one from conventional, one from new age specialization. So there is no distinction between new age and conventional. We are only calling them conventional because marketing, finance, HR, they are required in almost every businesses, but they are age-old specializations. Whereas current trends in the industry is digital, analytics, all these, right? So that's why we have just made this categorization. But you can pick up a combination of new age and conventional specialization. So a huge breadth. So when I said you need to compare MBA programs, you can compare it with any MBA program which offers you this broad specialization choices. Then decision making in uncertain times, right? I don't think there can be a worse time than what we are facing now. The most uncertain time is now. We don't know when the colleges would open, when the universities would open, when the businesses would open, when we would end this corona, when we don't know anything, right? So this is one of the characteristics where management education trains you for. Because this simulation, right? For example, the first I'm mentioning is simulation. It is a software game. I hope you know there are software games, and we teach strategy using simulation where there is a company, 5 of you make a company, and you have to take decisions. Software keep on changing the environment. And if you, let us say, if you reduce the price of the product, the competitor might gain the market share. Who is the competitor? The other group in your class. So it just becomes like a market situation in the class. You take a decision, it affects the competitor's product. Competitor makes a decision, it affects your profitability. So it trains you for that. Every day news analysis in class, case studies in class, dilemma situations, scenario planning, role play, all prepare you for the uncertain times, right? Which is generally not available in technical education. Then live problem solving. Look at the numbers where I only see this number. 584 students have already done live projects in 45 different companies, and it includes live projects like a digital marketing campaign. It includes hiring employees for companies, HR. Then it also includes sales, live sales, selling products in the campus, outside the campus, wherever you can, right? So you can see the companies which are offering live projects. So this would give you an exposure of what companies actually do in real, right? Then in last 1.5 year, I'll not say 1.5 year, but 1 year, 3 months, probably we would have done 150 plus interactions, which generally doesn't take place in engineering, right? Because in management education, industry is our lab. We don't have other labs. So a person like Mr. Kishore Biani, he comes and talks about how Rolls-Royce, he's MD of Rolls-Royce, how Rolls-Royce is taking decisions, that what help you in taking better decisions, right? And recently, I think on 15th May, we organized this global business intelligence summit. And look at what the topic is. It is data-driven decision making. So it was all about artificial intelligence, business analytics, right, machine learning, and business school doing it. Because I told you, because now it is not only theory, it is about application, it is about technology, it is about data. That's where we are headed to, right? So that's very important. Then industry events, and that too with the industry, Sonalika, right, Nivea Sports, SBI Foundations, because industry is our lab. More you interact with industry, more you know how it is working, right? Then another, all of you are now facing this situation. We are into blended learning, which means we have face-to-face and hybrid education, online education going on. So there are a lot of certifications which need to be done, and we have made a provision where student can miss an assignment, but he can take up a MOOC, he can take up a certification from the websites like Coursera, Udemy, Neptal, right? And in last 1 year, 1,000 plus certifications have been acquired by the students. So it's about opportunities, right? It's about opportunities. And finally, everybody is here to make career, right? So I mentioned some prominent recruiters here, MRF, Berger Paint, Trident, Asian Paints, Havells, Seat, Moody's, right? Federal Bank, Oyo. There are some of the prominent recruiters which come, and you can make careers in such companies, right? But let me tell you, the important part is not about getting into a company. Important part is that how do you make a career? And the career is not only because of knowledge you are getting. The career is because of the managerial training you are getting. So it includes your classroom teaching, it includes your online certifications, it includes your industry interactions by guests, it includes your live projects, it includes your industry events, it includes your summer training. So, and it includes your leadership training. So this perspective of doing all the things together prepares you for managerial roles, right? So I think that's where I would like to end. But another important dimension, if I cover quickly, is the startup school we have. If you're looking at these two startups which are running on the campus, they are because the startup school is supporting them, right? And the student can pick up a specialization in entrepreneurship, start the venture on the campus. So that's how we train for entrepreneurship also. And I told you in MBA honors program, if you have that skill, if you acquire that, if you have that brilliant idea, we would give you up to 5 lakh rupees also to start the business on the campus. So with this, I'll open it up and I'll request Rishiji to, if there are questions, let me take up those questions and see if I can satisfactorily answer those questions for the students. Rishiji? Am I audible? Yeah.
Yeah, am I audible, sir, now?
Yeah, you're audible. You're audible.
So it was wonderful watching you talking on is MBA a good option, a bandwagon effect, MBA as best investment, industry trends and expectations, and much more. It was really informative, sir. So we do have few questions coming up from the audience. The first question that is from Vishnu Teja. Vishnu Teja wants to know, sir, if I want to take a break to get some experience before getting into MBA, what would be the best place and the stream to get experience from?
Teja, I think this is a good question because I knew that I would get this question. Before, there are two trends when you go in for management education. One is immediately after your graduation, or second is first you acquire some experience and then you come back and take your managerial role, right? Why this happens is because when a person enters in the industry and he doesn't have the management education, after sometimes he starts feeling that there is now a glass ceiling and he would not be able to grow more than this. Then he comes back and takes the managerial experience from the MBA school. This is a trend global, right? Which is Western countries. You'll find it more in US, UK, right? Or you'll find it in Australia, where people go in for experience first and then come for management education. In India, it is the other way around. In India, generally people go in for management education, and because it is known as a cumulative degree, you acquire first management degree, and then you go into the job, because then you start getting the from beginning only you start getting managerial roles. When I say managerial roles, it may be a team leader kind of a profile in the beginning only, right? But answering your question, if you want to go in for an experience and then want to come back, there is no ready-made answer for that. It would depend upon your interest. What is that you want to make your career in? Would you like to make your career in a technology-oriented firm? Then you go and get some experience in the technology-oriented firm, come back uh, from that, learning from that experience, and then you see whether you would like to move into HR or marketing, or you would like to make into some other stream of management. So it is ultimately up to you. So there is no one way which I can suggest that you should take this experience and then come back to MBA. So any experience you have in industry would help you in doing management education better. So there's no straight answer to this.
Vishnu, I hope you have got your answer. And somebody has raised a hand. I can see Narendra Sinha. Narendra, I'm connecting you to the experts directly. You can open up your mic and talk to the experts regarding your question.
Thank you, sir.
Narendra,
Thank you. Yeah. So it was really wonderful, and I got a lot of information from the session. Though, sir, I have a question. I am from
Yeah.
computer science background and
Okay.
specialize in data science.
Right.
But I wanted to know, sir, like I want to pursue data science, but I'm confused whether I shall go with MSc in data science or with MBA in data science.
Okay. So you're saying MS or MTech? You're saying probably.
MBA, like because we also have a specialization, business analytics, here. Yeah,
Okay.
and
Fine.
there, yeah.
I got a question. So you see, there are two things, right? Again, two viewpoints. Ultimately, decision would be yours. One is when you have already acquired a reasonably good skill in data science in your engineering. Why would you like to further go in for data science only in management? You should increase your breadth. For example, in MBA honors, we would have a specialization of technology product management. So that would be a better option to you if you already have acquired some skill in data science. Then technology product management would be a better choice, because I think you would know these days technology product management is an area which is hugely in demand, because many engineers would have a lot of technical knowledge, but they don't understand the business side of it. So technology product management would give you a business side of it, right? How to relate the technology to customers understanding, how to relate it to what actually the market desires. So then I would recommend you that specialization. But as of now, though this would require a little more detailed discussion with you, with your interest in area and everything, but I would not suggest you data science if you've already done data science in your engineering program. I would suggest a little diversification from that. Right. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, sir.
so thank you
Thank
so much, sir. Sir, Jatin Bansal wants to see your last slide you shared regarding the specializations. He wants to have a look at it once again. So can we do that for him? Yeah,
Okay,
I'm giving
sure.
you the right. Yeah.
Are you able to see it? No.
Sir, I'm going to give you the, yeah, you
That's
are
it.
already,
Okay.
you need to
Right.
share.
it there? I've shared.
Not yet, sir. I am going to do it again for you.
Okay. Maybe now. Yeah, I think the message has come up. Look at this. Is it visible now?
It's yeah, it's visible now. Thank you so much.
Right.
So
Okay.
this is for you, Jatin. It's for you. You have a look at the slide. Meanwhile, I'll take up a question from Gaurav Bhatti. Gaurav wants to know, I am interested in stock market. So what kind of specialization is meant for me?
You see, Gaurav, the interested in stock market would mean that you have finance specialization, right? But it would depend upon how deep you want to go into that area. So all these specializations like finance technology, investment banking, financial markets, right, financial consulting, or finance management, all this would help you in that domain probably. But MBA financial markets is definitely for sure is going to help you in that. That's what it is. Right? If you want to go into detail of it, MBA financial markets, which I just talked about, which is in tie-up with NSE, National Stock Exchange, and there we have tied up with them, and you would during your MBA program only you would be able to earn 10 different certifications of NSE, and those 10 certifications are, if you are really interested in stock market, you would know that NSE certifications are of value when industry picks up people from this area. So I would recommend MBA financial markets, which is in tie-up with NSE.
So Gaurav, I hope you are well answered by the experts. So take the advice and go ahead. And
And
the
Rishiji, I
next,
think Rishiji, just to add upon, uh, if he wants to, if he is already into stock market, then it's a different issue. But if he wants to learn the nuances of how to do it and how to take risks, then MBA honors is definitely a better option, because there we will provide you a fund and we will train you through investment lab how it is to be done over a period of 2 years, right? And we will uh, track your progress throughout the 2 years, and we will see how you are going and how you are, where you are not taking good decisions, where you are taking good decisions. So that's also another good option you can think of. Yes, Rishi.
Gaurav, I have given you the rights in case you want to extend your question. You can unmute yourself. Yeah.
Thank you for the explanation, sir. I get it.
So the MBA honors, as per Dr. Verma, would be a great option for you if you are already into it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, we do have Gangam Vaishnavi, sorry. Gangam, are you there? I have given you the rights. You have raised your hand. So all of you are requested to put up your hand in case you want to talk to the experts.
Yes,
Yeah, Gangam.
yes,
Yeah.
sir. Sir, good evening, sir. I am pursuing my bachelor degrees in computer science and engineering. So after this, I am planning to do my MBA in finance. So, like, will you suggest me, because I don't have any experience in finance, because I am not from the BBA side. So I am from BTech side. So will it be the good option, or I will be facing many problems to learn new
You see,
things?
if you ask me, you would not be facing any problem. Why I am saying this is because MBA is taken to be a very generalistic program, which means we have not specified any limitations on intake. A BA student can also come, a BBA student can also come, a BSc student can also come, and a BTech can also come, right? So it is only a matter of interest. If you are really interested in finance, you can do financial management and definitely can make a good career in it. And I'll suggest, like, you see, even if you're not doing the finance, technology is coming up to be a, an area which is growing like anything. Read about finance technology, and I think your background in technology, and if you do it with finance, makes a very good combination. So I think you would not face any challenge. The only reason I'm saying is a passion and interest is more important than the previous qualification.
That was
Okay,
really
sir.
great. I hope you are well answered, Gangam.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
we
It's
have
clear.
Narendra Sinha who needs to talk to you, sir.
Yeah,
Narendra, I have given you the rights. You can unmute yourself and talk to Dr. Verma. Narendra Sinha. Okay, so he's not available for the time being. We have Rajneesh Jundale. Rajneesh, I have given you the rights. Rajneesh.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
good
Actually, I am
evening.
doing now internship in technology sector. But in future, what will be best program for me to do MBA?
You are doing BTech Information Technology.
No, sir. In mechatronics engineering last year. I am
Okay,
currently doing.
mechatronics. And which
And
institution are you
what, sir?
in? You are doing your mechatronics from which institution?
From Lovely Professional University, sir. I am currently doing internship. I am
Okay,
doing as a project in.
right. Okay, so I think again there would not be any straight answer, but generally uh, operations is one side which probably one can see as a relevant area for you. But then looking at the interest and the kind way industry is growing, I'm sure any specialization from the area of digital or analytics, this too would definitely help you in building up a better career in the industry for sure. But I think as you are doing the internship right now, I would suggest you that look all around yourself, make yourself more observant, and then you can analyze which area probably would help you in making a better career in this, right? So I suggested operations can be one area which is traditional, but business analytics and anything from digital landscape would definitely help you in making a better career.
So, Rajneesh, you got your answer. And moving quickly towards
Yes.
a few of the queries are coming regarding the scholarship and the fee structure. So, Dr. Verma, can I invite Mr. Pankaj for a while for a few minutes so that these queries are also taken up by
Sure,
him?
sure.
Mr. Pankaj, are you there? I'll be giving you the rights. Please take a quick note that you take up the queries regarding the scholarship and the fee structure quickly.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So those who want to talk to Dr. Verma, please stay there and put up your hand through the interface. I'll be connecting you very soon.
Professor Rishi, I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, perfect.
Great. So I guess programs offered has been very elaborately explained by Dr. Verma, and quite a few questions also came, and the questions were answered very appropriately. But just to give you a brief insight and overview, the programs offered under MBA are as follows. We have got the MBA Honors Program, which is a 2-year program comprising of a total of 8 modules, as Dr. Verma explained a little while ago. The eligibility criteria for the same would be 55% marks aggregate in bachelor's degree. That could be any discipline. Plus, the student also has to qualify either our exam, which is the LPU NEST exam, which is called the Lovely Professional University National Eligibility and Scholarship Test, or a student can qualify any of these national level tests, such as the CATs, the MATs, the ZATs, NMAT, CMAT, followed by an interview. So either an LP NEST or a national level test, followed by an interview. Interview will be common to all. On the contrary, the company secretaries or CAs, they can also apply for the master's degree in MBA, MBA honors. Moving onwards, we have got the generic MBA program. Once again, 2 years, 8 modules. The eligibility remains just the same. Followed by this, we have got some specialized MBAs, like the MBA Hospital and Healthcare Management, 2 years, 8 modules. Eligibility remains just the same as the previous two. Followed by that, we have got something which is more relevant towards tourism and hospitality. MBA program, 2 years, 8 modules, that remains same, and the eligibility is no different to what we discussed a short while ago. Followed by that, we have got MBA International Business, people who want to make their career in international business. That's a very good choice. 2 years, 8 modules, a single year comprising of 4 modules, 2 years, 8 modules. Pass percentage of 55% marks in bachelor's degree, any discipline with LPU Nest or national level test followed by an interview. That would be just the same as what we have been discussing till now. Followed by that, we have got certain collaborative programs, as was explained by Dr. Verma a short while ago. These collaborative programs are in tandem with some organizations, like the classical example being MBA Talent Edge, 2 years, 8 modules once again. And the eligibility criteria would be a little different, 55% marks in aggregate in any discipline with LPNest or a national level test, followed by an interview and followed by the psychometric test, as was explained some time back. Then we have got the MBA Business Analytics, which is probably far more relevant to the audience who are listening to this webinar today, because all of them are quite analytical in nature, and the kind of course that they have done, that's the BTech program, is quite analytical in nature. That's why the eligibility criteria is more oriented towards the analytical part or the mathematical part, which is 55% marks in aggregate, either in BE, BTech, or a BSc in non-medical, which is physics, chemistry, and mathematics, or a pure BSc mathematics will do, a BA economics or a maths or a statistics graduate. Even a simple BCom can go for this particular thing. But yes, the common factors remain just the same, which is LP Nest and a national level test, rather, or a national level test, and followed by an interview. Then we have got the MBA Financial Market with NSC Academy, which is more financial market oriented, 2 years, 8 modules, and the eligibility criteria is the conventional one, but there would be an interview that would be there. Then we have got the supply chain and logistics, 2 years, 8 modules. The conventional eligibility criteria follows over here as well. Followed by that, we'll be talking about the fee and scholarships. I'll be taking the classical example of MBA. We have the largest scholarship scheme in India, and we boast that particular thing. We are proud of offering the largest scholarship scheme to our students pan-India. Around 500 crores worth of scholarships have been disbursed by LPU as such. 60,000 plus students have been benefited by this just in the last 7 years. More than 61% of our students are already studying on various kind of scholarships. Allow me to throw some light upon the scholarship and the fee part. The generic MBA program or the general MBA program, the conventional fee structure per semester would be 1,90,000 per semester. But then that's not all. We'd be providing ample lot of scholarships on it. The scholarships would be something like that, something like this rather. If a student scores marks in the undergraduate program or the 12th program in the vicinity of 70 to 79.99 in the undergraduate program, or 80 to 89.99 in the 12th standard, or the student writes the LP Nest exam, which he has to write, and is amongst the cutoff 3. So either of the two cases, the student gets a 30% scholarship, and the fee goes down from 1,90,000 per semester to 1,33,000 per semester, and that would be 30% scholarship. Followed by that, if a student in the UG program or in the 12th standard scores 80 to 89.99 in the UG program or 90 to 94.99 in the 12th standard, or is amongst the LPNS cutoff 2 criteria, then the student is in for a scholarship of 40%. Fee goes down to 1,14,000 per semester. And if a student scores more than 90%, greater than equal to 90% marks in the undergraduate program, or greater than equal to 95% marks in 12th standard, or is amongst the LPNS cutoff 1 of our LPNS test, then the student is in for a 50% scholarship. Fee goes down to 50 Student can go in for these 5 steps, and the 5 step that student can opt for is the student can first of all sign up on our website. The student can further write the LP Nest exam and book the slot for the LP Nest exam, write the LP Nest exam, appear for the interview, and go in for the admission process. So sitting at the vicinity of the home, just 5 simple steps, and the student can go in for admissions. That's the details that the student can write to us at, or can visit our website at www.lp.in, or she can write to us on admissions@lp.co.in. And we have got our toll-free number as well as 1-800-102-4407. So that's all from my side. And if the student wants to contact us, they can contact us on these particular numbers. Professor Rishi, I guess I didn't miss anything out, or
Thank you, Mr. Pankaj. It was well explained, the scholarship part and the programs along with the fee structure. Thank you so much. And can we have Dr. Verma back on screen? Dr. Verma, I have just pushed 2 questions. One was from Sudhir Sai, and other is from Radha Raman. Over to you. Can you take up those from your screen? Dr. Verma, you are muted.
They're not visible to me as of now.
Okay, I'll take up. There is a, attendee, Sai Sudhir. Sai Sudhir wants to know, I need brief explanation about both marketing and entrepreneurship specialization so that I can prefer one of them.
Okay. You see, both of them are different specializations. Marketing is a very broad area where you can think of going in for digital marketing area. You have product and brand, you have sales and marketing, you have consumer behavior. So marketing generally is preferred by people who are little outward going, right? Who are little outspoken, who like to travel, right? Who like to interact with people, who like to negotiate. So they're very friendly, right? These kind of people, they generally prefer marketing specialization. Whereas the entrepreneurship specialization is preferred by anybody who has an idea in his mind, right? Somebody who would like to be an entrepreneur, or somebody who is already from an entrepreneurial family. Let us say somebody has a family business and would like to grow it further, right? So those are the people who actually go in for entrepreneur. There we will talk about entrepreneurial finance. We will talk about how to develop an idea, how to prepare a business plan, right? All these kind of courses we will be teaching you there. But this is preferred by people who have some idea in mind, who want to become entrepreneur, or people who are already having some business venture. So I hope this clarifies.
Thank you so much, sir. We have next question from Radha Raman. Wants to know specifically, sir, generally people do a job for 2 to 3 years and then do MBA. And in CAT score, also experience matters in final score. So having experience matters in CAT score. Could you please explain regarding the work experience, how important it is for MBA?
I think I explained it earlier also. If you look at our MBA honors program also, there we have given weightage to work experience, right? But it is not a delimiting criteria. That means if you don't have a work experience, that doesn't mean you have a disadvantage. So same is with the CAT also. If you have a work experience, you definitely get some weightage for that in your final score. But then that does not limit anybody, the freshers, to actually try and get into IIMS or any CAT exam. Now, whether we should have experience or we should not have experience before MBA, Again, that would depend upon the kind of goals you have in life and which part of the world you are staying at. When I said in US, UK, or in case of Australia, there generally MBA is preferred only after job experience, and it is mandatory for people to go in for job experience and then come and take managerial roles, right? But I told you in India, in most of the companies, right, they would always have they take people and prefer people with management education immediately after BTech course. So there is you need to think about, because there are some companies which even sponsor MBA. So if you're looking for that kind of, then you can go in for a company, works there, and then come back and do MBA. So it is purely your choice. But again, there is no straightforward answer, because ultimately the decision would be yours. But let me tell you, there are a lot of profiles, right? For example, in case of if you go in for public companies, right? For example, GAIL or ONGC and other companies which are of interest for engineers, they generally prefer BTech MBA qualification, and there they have not mentioned experience, right? So a lot of trainee profiles, management trainee profiles are offered to BTech MBA students. So that's another job avenue which I just strike my mind. So I thought let me share with you, right? But ultimately, it is your choice.
So, Radharaman, there is a reason to feel confident now, and go ahead with that. There is one person, Shivam Badoria. Shivam wants to talk to you, sir. Shivam, I'm connecting you to Dr. Verma. Please, yeah.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I am currently pursuing my pharmaceutical sciences from Punjab
Right.
Technical University. So I have a question that we have major courses after B Pharm. Like we have MBA also, and then we have MTech also in pharmaceutical sciences. So my question is that what course should I opt for according to the trends in the society, and also if I demand for the packages and all? Shall I go for MTech in pharmaceutical sciences or MBA in pharmaceutical sciences?
Right. Good question. I think the major difference in MTech and MBA would be that, again, MTech would prepare you again for the technical profiles, right? And it would limit you again into the same technical kind of profile. But when you go in for MBA, then your scope gets broader, right? You can do a specialization in healthcare, but you would have an exposure to finance, marketing, HR. So you can make your career in whatever field you want. But in case you go in for MTech, then you limit yourself. But then you see, this is a very personal choice. Let us say if I want to remain into research, right? So then I would like to strengthen my research profile, right? Then I would like to do B Pharma, and then I'd like to do MTech, and then remain in the same narrow domain throughout in which I am right now studying. But if you are very clear, then go in for this. But if you are not very clear that you would like to stick to this domain only, then I think you should not be going into MTech. You should be opting for MBA, which offers you a variety of options and which offers you a lot of good growth opportunities in any sector you work for. You might work for a healthcare company. You might work for a healthcare production company where the medicines and everything are being produced. Or you can work in a healthcare service organization, right? Insurance companies, or you might work in hospitals, right? So you have a very, very broader scope to work for when you actually go in for MBA.
So, Shivam, you got your answer. And we have Prabjot with us. Prabjot has also written down his question also, but I would like Prabjot to ask his question himself. Prabjot, I have given you the rights. Please, yeah,
Hello.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, am I audible?
yeah.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. So I am basically from a CS background. So I was saying that to have myself in the next 5 years in a managerial role in computer science background, which domain or which specialization in MBA I should pursue, so as to look myself in the next 5 years in a managerial background in an CS role.
Okay. You want to still remain in CS role, but you would like to have a managerial position, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes, yes,
So for sure, you see, if you don't want to make a switch to marketing or you don't want to make a switch to finance or HR, then I think you should be going in for the areas which I mentioned: technology, product management. I mentioned machine learning, data science. I mentioned business analytics. These are the areas which you would still remain in the same technical domain which you want to remain, but then you can actually move up the ladder and uh, get some managerial position. And why I'm saying this is because uh, you would definitely have technical skill in that domain, but the MBA program is not only about specializations. MBA program specializations are only 12 courses, whereas we have 36 another courses to be done, right? So total 42 courses probably. I'm sorry if I got the numbers wrong, but we still have 30 more courses to be done, which are in the management field. So that's how you would probably be able to go up the management field. And 5 years is not the duration where you can move up the ladder. You can move much earlier up the ladder, right? Depending upon how well you can demonstrate your managerial skills, you can move a little early also into managerial position.
yes. Okay, thank you, sir.
So we have another Prabjot Singh in line. Prabjot, are you the same or you have a different question? I can see two Prabjot Singhs over here.
Sir, good evening. This is Prabjot Singh.
Good evening.
Am I audible to
Yeah,
you?
yes, audible, audible.
Sir, I am pursuing Bachelor's of Technology with the specialization in Aerospace Engineering. I am a final year student. Within 2 to 3 months, I will be graduated. And I would like to state that my interest is public speaking. Moreover, I'm having a great fond of teaching. And so could you please enlighten my way that in which stream or in which group should I pursue my MBA course?
You see, if you are saying you like teaching and public speaking is your domain, right? Then I think you can pick up any domain and you want to specialize in, because aerospace engineering and management, airlines management is a definitely a domain, because you don't want to actually stick to that domain. So the other domains which are there in management, you can pick up any which interests you, because public speaking is required in every domain in management, and you would be trained for that also in management, right? And if you love teaching, there's another area which probably is at boom, if you look at right now, is an independent consultants or independent trainers, right? So there also you can make yourself comfortable. And because I was just thinking about which can be a better choice for you. If you want to use your background in aerospace engineering, then probably you can become a corporate trainer, or you can become a trainer in this domain only, and you can enjoy your public speaking and enjoy your aerospace engineering experience. You can enjoy your managerial experience and train people, right? And that training is not only in corporates, that training can happen in the education institutions wherever there are courses like airlines management, right? Or aerospace engineering, or other courses related to your discipline. So I think that this area is also phenomenally growing, where you can become an independent consultant or a trainer.
So thank you so much, Dr. Verma. And probably we have taken up almost all the inquiries that were in line with us. And if anybody still wants to have a word with Dr. Verma, you can raise your hand through the interface. This would be the last one before we sign off. And if I see on my screen, I'll be definitely connecting you. So I'm waiting for you to, yeah. Datta Kishore. Datta Kishore, I'm giving you the rights. Put up your question. So please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, my doubt is after completing my graduation, I will go for a job. After 1 year, 1 or a couple of years, can I come back and do MBA?
Why
Is
not?
it okay or any?
Why not? Why not? You can do MBA at any time you want to, right? But you will have to see what is the advantage. If you go for 1 year in a company and work in a technical position where you probably they'll put into a job which would be a routine kind of a job, because engineering generally does the same time work again and again. What benefit would you have in doing MBA coming back after 1 or 2 years? Job experience in industry is always suggested when you have multiplicity of job and you face challenges of managing different profiles, different work profiles, then actually you can come back and take an MBA degree. But getting into a 1 year or 2 years into a same kind of a job, that experience doesn't help. Neither that helps in the management education. Because we appreciate that if somebody has gone into the organization, he is understanding how organizational finance is working, how organizational economics is working, how organization marketing is working, and he comes back, he appreciates that management education better. He can relate it to that better. But if you are going in for a very routine profile of engineering in an organization and come back after 2 years, then it is better you do MBA first and then go in for engineering. So decide which kind of job you are trying to do. If it is a routine, normal engineering job, that would not help, that experience would not help. But if you are getting a profile which would help you understand a lot of organization perspectives, that experience would definitely help you do a better MBA, right? The choice is again yours. So, but MBA after experience is always welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Verma. Mr. Pankaj, am I audible? I think there is a network issue on my side. Am I audible?
You're audible. You're audible.
Yeah. So it was really a fantastic webinar by Dr. Verma and Mr. Pankaj. I'm sure the attendees gained a valuable insight into the university and the career options in MBA. We hope it was a positive experience for the experts as well. The information you shared was very enlightening. During this webinar on MBA education, attendees heard from Dr. Rajesh Verma and Mr. Pankaj as on how to have a successful career in this field. Hopefully, you found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to use this information provided to help take a better decision regarding your admissions. I'm obliged and once again thankful to Dr. Rajesh Verma and Mr. Pankaj for strengthening this platform. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.